Hi, Evan. It's Tom. Can I ask you a question?
Sure, what's your question?
I haven't heard any progress about the project you're working on right now.
Oh, sorry, I'm working on it now. I got the edited document from you like 10 minutes ago, so I need to make changes.
You're still working on it? Seriously?
Yes, I mean, I could have finished it during work hours if you gave it to me a little earlier.
Okay, and? Are you blaming it on me?
No, I'm not.
This is what happens when you don't check everything beforehand. You are so useless.
I did ask everyone to see if they needed help with anything, including you.
You need to double check. I'm always busy unlike you, so I was probably not paying attention.
Sorry to say this, but you were looking at golf clubs online.
That's because I need to go golfing with the head of our business partner this weekend.
I didn't know about this. I should have been receiving emails from them too.
I got a call from them today, and it's just going to be the two of us.
I see. Anyways, I'll get it done by today. What time do you want this done by?
Within 3 hours.
Okay, I'll try and get it done within 2 hours.
Make sure you don't stay that long.
Why?
You're wasting electricity. It's not free, you know. Should I charge you for that?
Why only me? There are other people here also, and to be honest, I don't want to work overtime either.
You don't want to work in general, huh? Also, you are saying that you don't want to work overtime, but you probably leave some work undone on purpose, so you get paid more, because the payment is better than your working hours.
Can you please listen to me first before you make that statement? I'm in charge of 3 big projects, so there's no way that I can finish all of it during work hours, so that's the reason why I need to work overtime. It's not because I get paid more, okay?
I shouldn't have hired an incompetent person like you in the first place. I need to talk to HR about this.
Why would you need to talk to them about me?
Because you're a loss for the company.
Really? I think I'm making a profit for the company.
How? You're working overtime on purpose, and you just chat with people during the day.
That's because I'm helping people with their work. I don't want to waste my time talking about things that aren't related to work.
Yeah, that's an excuse. You need to work extra hard if you still want to be here.
Actually, I think I'm the only hard worker here in my department along with Brian.
I have no clue what you're saying, but since you work under me, I will force you to work for the hours you wasted.
Including lunch hours?
Of course. I eat lunch at my desk while doing work, unlike you, who goes out to eat. Why don't you try to be like me? I'm a competent person who gets work done early and leaves work every day right after working hours.
I think I already worked those lunch hours by working overtime. Also, I don't mind you leaving after working hours, but can you at least explain to the other people about the project and whatever editing you did that day instead of yelling at me? I have too much things to do.
It's not enough. Excuse me? When did I yell at you?
You yell at me every day.
I'm just lecturing you.
No, you're targeting me. You just don't like me going home after working hours, right? I know because you assign me work 5 to 10 minutes before I end my shift. I'm doing too much work, so I would appreciate it if you could divide some work to other people in the team, like Brian. He's a hard worker and sometimes helps me with the projects I'm working on.
You got some damn nerve to say something like that, even though you don't work. Brian works hard unlike you, so stop complaining and work, okay? Don't be on your phone.
You texted me first, and I'm just replying to your texts.
Do you want me to fire you?
Why all of a sudden?
Because it seems like you want to argue with me all the time.
I'm talking to you normally, you just think that way. I actually don't have a problem quitting.
You don't need to act tough. I know that you are panicking now. LOL.
I'm not. Now please excuse me, I have work to do. Hey Brian, sorry for texting you after your shift, but can I ask you for a favor?
Hi Evan. Sure. What's up?
I don't feel too well lately, so do you think that you could help me with the projects?
Of course. Wait, were you doing everything on your own?
Yeah, because Tom told me to take care of it.
Why didn't you ask me?
I didn't want to bother you, plus I thought that I could do it on my own, but my body is telling me to give up and ask for help.
Hey, don't say that. Let me help you. I don't want you to collapse.
I'm doing my best not to let that happen. Thank you, Brian. You're the only one in the department that I can count on.
Thank you. I appreciate the fact that you trust me. Actually, why doesn't Tom ever help you?
I do ask him, but he says the same thing every time. I'm busy preparing documents for the meeting or meeting with someone from our business partners. This time he says that he's going golfing with the head of one of our business partners.
What? He said that he's going on a golfing trip with a Hooters girl this weekend.
What? Seriously? Wow, he lied to me.
Yeah, he's trash. He makes excuses so he doesn't need to do anything. He even watches YouTube videos which he calls educational videos, when it's sports and short clips of movies. He said that by watching those, he can brainstorm how to market the company, but it doesn't have anything to do with our industry.
He doesn't take his job seriously. Hey, but at least he likes you, though. He really hates me, and it's stressful hearing him yell every single day.
OMG, I hear him every day before I leave the company. Sorry for not being able to help you. He has no right to yell at you like that. He doesn't understand that all of the projects are successful because of you.
It's okay. I don't listen to him anyway. Don't worry, he'll face problems someday.
True. It's just a matter of time, LOL. Anyways, let's meet up tomorrow to discuss what I should help you with.
Thank you so much for helping me, Brian. Talk to you tomorrow.
No problem. See you tomorrow. Take a good rest tonight. Evan, get your ass to work. Where the hell are you? You're late.
What? You didn't hear anything? Were you at the meeting this morning?
No, because I don't need to attend. I just came in now.
I never heard of a boss who doesn't attend a meeting. Anyway, I need to be hospitalized for a week because of my chest pain and severe headaches. I think it's because I've been working too hard. I'm sorry for your inconvenience, but would appreciate your cooperation.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You're taking off from work for a week just for that reason?
This can lead to a heart attack or stroke. It's pretty life-threatening.
You are going to cause a problem for the company again. You're probably lying.
No, I'm not. I'm actually hospitalized right now. I was carried to the hospital yesterday.
That's just an excuse because you don't want to come in for work, right?
Please don't say that. It's not. This is what happens when you work too much. I would appreciate it if you could work things out so our other employees don't have to go through this.
Why would I listen to a person who slacks off during work?
You don't need to be that rude, you know.
Who's going to do your job then?
I asked Brian because I thought it was easier to ask him than you because he's helped me with some of it.
Wow, I feel so bad for Brian because now he needs to take over your work you probably haven't done.
Actually, we're almost done preparing for the 3 projects.
Hey, if you have time to text now, can you come to work? I bet you were grabbing coffee somewhere, so come to the office immediately. Don't leave your work to Brian.
What?
You heard me. You will get fired if you don't come in within 30 minutes.
I just told you that I'm at the hospital now, so I can't go.
Stop lying.
I'm not. I can send you pictures, but I know that you'll just say that I picked up the pics from the internet, so I won't do that. Now, will you excuse me? It's almost time for me to do a few examinations, so I need to go.
You didn't come, so you're fired.
What?
I gave you 30 minutes, but you decided not to show up. It's fine because we don't need someone who doesn't want to work here.
Oh my god, do you ever listen to me? Do you want me to send you screenshots of the conversation we had 30 minutes ago?
You don't need to because it's a waste of time.
You should listen to people because it can be something important, you know.
I do listen to people, but not you. I will get started with your retirement process, so you don't need to come in from tomorrow, okay?
Wait, I didn't submit my resignation letter yet. Plus, you don't even have the authority to fire me.
Yes, I do. I will fire you for lying. About the resignation letter, I wrote it for you.
What? That's illegal!
So, who cares about that? I submitted it and it's already accepted, so you're done. Don't ever come back.
Wow, I don't even have a word to say.
Appreciate me that I did it for you.
Yeah, you know what? Thank you. I wanted to quit anyway.
I bet that you're going to be crying later on, lol.
I think that you'll be the one who's gonna cry. Are you 100% sure you want me gone?
Yes.
Okay then, I don't care if you face problems later on. Bye!
Why aren't you picking up? I've been calling you many times.
What do you want? I'm busy.
Busy? You're probably doing nothing.
Why are you still rude even after I quit?
Come to the office right now. It's an emergency.
What?
You're not fired, so if you come and apologize, I will forgive you and let you work here again.
Is your brain made out of Fruit Loops or something?
Excuse me?
You're the one who fired me. Let me guess, you still can't do anything without me, right?
Yes, so just shut up and come to work. We're in trouble.
Of course you are, because I was in charge of almost all the projects. Brian helped me, but he doesn't fully understand everything. Now, do you realize who you fired?
I didn't expect for this to happen. Why is this happening?
Well, let me see. You made all your coworkers do all the projects without explanation. And while you were watching YouTube videos and shopping online, reported everything as your credit, even though it wasn't, and yelled at people all day, every day, and leave the earliest.
Damn! Shut up! Being a boss is tough and stressful.
You weren't even doing anything. What are you talking about?
Yes, I was. You just didn't know.
Oh, and looks like you had a date with a Hooter girl this weekend when you said that you were gonna go golfing with the company's business partner.
What? Who told you?
I'm not gonna tell you. You not arguing back means that it's true, right?
Hey, shut up and just come back. I know that you're in some kind of trouble because you are not working right now, right? I could go talk to the HR and cancel the resignation.
What trouble?
Money-wise and mental health issue. You probably lost your confidence and feel lonely now, right?
I don't have those problems because I already found a new job.
What? New job?
Yeah, I now work at my friend's company. He originally approached me, but I turned it down because I wanted to challenge myself to work at a big company. But it wasn't what I expected, so I thank you for making me quit the company.
Why did you find a new job without my permission? I never allowed for you to do that.
I don't need your permission because it's my decision. Anyway, I wanted to work somewhere else, so I have nothing to do with you.
Are you seriously not coming back?
Yes, do you not understand what I just said?
We are panicking now. Please. I will apologize from the bottom of my heart. Do you not care about us?
You're just saying that to save yourself, right? I will not accept the apology, and I don't care because I don't have anything to do with you or the company, so deal with it by yourself. I thought you said that you were a competent person.
Please don't say that. If we get into trouble, I will be responsible for everything.
Yeah, and? Are you gonna run away from this? Maybe you should experience this once. Why don't you go and talk to someone else about this? If there is anyone, though.
I asked everyone, but they all said that you're in charge.
Well, sorry, but I'm busy now and I don't have time to read it over or something.
I did, but I don't understand anything.
Proves that you weren't doing anything and didn't bother to check the project beforehand. Looks like you were the one that was at a loss for the company. Bye, scumbag. Since I had no reason to go back, Tom panicked and didn't know what to do. The project failed, and it resulted in financial loss and a bad reputation. The company was furious about this and also found out what he'd actually been doing during his working hours, and the fake resignation letter that he created. The company demanded compensation and fired him, and now he's in debt. He doesn't know what to do and is homeless now, feeling miserable, but since it's his own fault, I don't feel bad for him at all.
Vanessa, where are you? Answer now! Vanessa! Oh, hello. It's been a while. And why's that? Oh, I remember! Because you haven't messaged me for 2 whole goddamn months! Good grief, young lady. Huh? Don't give me huh! I don't need to hear attitude from you! I still, you see, got no awareness of the fact that you're a wife of this household. No, but... when your mother-in-law kindly goes out of her way to message you, you put whatever you're doing aside and respond immediately. That's one of the rules you live by as my son's wife. If you understand, please be more mindful next time. I am not done speaking yet. Quit your butting in and listen to what your mother-in-law has to say. Oh. Firstly, I recently saw a new apartment you two got together for the first time. The place you went to live after you moved out. Our new apartment? And my god! You haven't been doing the housework at all, have you? The room was filthy. There were clothes scattered all over the floor and tissues left tossed all over the place. You didn't even wash the pots and pans. I've never seen such a sorry state. How can you call that place a home? There were sweet wrappers and ready meal hamburger boxes overflowing out of the garbage all over the floor. Not to mention the mountain of empty beer cans on the table. My little Timmy doesn't drink alcohol, so they could only be yours. They were, weren't they? Admit it! No, I have allergies and come out in rashes when I drink alcohol. Be quiet, young lady. I did not give you permission to speak. Oh, sorry. To top it all off, the place was caked in dust. You haven't been vacuuming at all, have you? I only allowed you to continue working after you got married because you said you'd have no problem juggling your work with the housework. But if you're not capable of looking after your husband, I suggest you resign immediately so you can focus on your womanly duties. This is why women should be stay-at-home housewives once they married. Are you finished now? What? You appear to be making a lot of misconceptions, so allow me to correct you. Don't talk back to me, young lady. Me and Tim are already divorced. Yes, I'm aware of that. Huh? If you know, why are you throwing around words like mother-in-law and wife? Why wouldn't I? Come on, Vanessa. Please use your brain for once. Even if you're divorced, as long as you and my little Timmy are living together, you're still his wife, and you still have a role to fulfill in our family. It's your sacred duty and obligation to serve your husband with devotion and loyalty, and to display the proper respect towards me, your mother-in-law. Do you have any idea how little sense what you're saying makes? The fact that we're divorced already makes us strangers now. We stopped being a couple and started leading separate lives the moment the divorce was finalized. Which is why any notion that I have to look after or fulfill my womanly duties towards him are ridiculous. Plain and simple. I already warned you, young lady. Don't talk back to your mother-in-law. I'm not talking back. I'm having a normal conversation with you like a reasonable human being. Reasonable? Which part? Let me say it once more. I'll make it crystal clear this time to help you understand. Any woman who doesn't look after her husband is a failure of a wife. If you can't keep on top of the housework while working, then hurry up and quit your job already. How about I contact your company and tell them you've decided to step down to focus on being a housewife? No, stop it! I don't think there's any danger of them taking a resignation declared by some stranger over the phone seriously. But I don't want to cause them any inconvenience. Then just quit now while you still got some dignity left. Let's face it, after seeing how lazy you are at home, you're probably a burden to them too. I'm not a burden, actually. I'm a high-valued employee, and besides, if I want to quit, I wouldn't be able to make ends meet. Oh, don't talk such nonsense. Are you seriously saying that my little Timmy's salary alone isn't enough to keep you going? But I already told you, we're not living that kind of life together anymore. I think what you meant to say is that you're a shameful disappointment of a wife. Looking after the household by skillfully managing the finances is a wife's duty. But we already divorced, and I'm not his wife anymore. How many times do I have to say it? Lord, give me strength. Give it a rest. You're like a broken record. Just because you're divorced doesn't mean you can start neglecting the housework and living like swamp rats. Oh, my poor Timmy. In that case, you're wasting your time. I live in a different state now. What? My company offered me a transfer as soon as the divorce went through, so I took them up on it and moved out of the state. Good grief! A wife who goes off on solo business ventures away from her family? I've never heard anything so absurd in my life! Like I told you, I'm not your son's wife anymore, and you're not my family. Quit your job and come back immediately. Huh? That said, I may be firm, but I'm also kind, which is why I'm willing to grant you some leeway. Common sense dictates the resignation procedures usually take about a month, so I'm very kindly willing to give you 30 days to make the necessary arrangements and come back. I'll look after little Timmy in the meantime. So hurry up and quit your job, and move back here so you can be by your side again. I told you, we're divorced. Quit talking nonsense! Now you're just arguing for argument's sake, young lady! Nonsense? You heard me! Hey, Tim, it's been a while. Is now a good time for you?
Is that Vanessa? Hey! Yeah, long time no see.
Sorry to message you despite us being divorced and all.
That's cool. Don't sweat it. It's not like we divorced because we don't get along. Maybe things will change when one of us finds someone else, but for the time being, there's no reason we can't message each other.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Thanks.
Anyway, what's up?
I want to speak to you about your mom.
Huh? My mom? She's not causing problems again, is she? Darn it.
Well, you could say she's causing problems. It's more that she doesn't listen to a word I say. It's like talking to a brick wall.
What happened?
Well, to sum it up, even if you're divorced, as long as you two live together, you're Tim's wife. And as long as you're his wife, you need to look after him. If you can't keep on top of the housework while working, then quit your job. That's basically the gist of it.
What did you say to her?
I told her that me and you are strangers since we divorced, and I keep insisting I'm not your wife anymore. So I have no obligation to do any of that. But she just keeps coming back at me with her favorite, I know you may be divorced, however, yada yada yada. The conversation goes nowhere because she ignores everything I say on a fundamental level. I give up.
Wow. I see she's just as stubborn and pig-headed as usual.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Just like always, she refers to you as her little Timmy. It's like you're an 8-year-old kid to her.
I'm a grown man, for crying out loud. Please, that's enough. This isn't good for my mental health.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does this still upset you?
Well, about that. As soon as our divorce went through, my dad also moved out, and now my parents are living separately.
Whoa, seriously?
Ever since then, her over-interfering in my life reached levels previously unimaginable. It got so bad I couldn't take it anymore. I was so desperate to get away from her. I sneaked out of the house in the middle of the night a week ago so I could finally be free of her.
I see. Sounds like it's been tough for you too, Tim.
My mom was the reason we divorced in the first place, after all. I felt so guilty about you having to put up with her. I thought at least if we divorced, you'd be able to escape from it all. But even that didn't work, did it? It would seem I underestimated her.
I'm fine, really. Don't worry about me. Actually, I got a transfer at the company, and I'm living far away in a different state now. There's no danger of her following me and causing me problems. In fact, she couldn't possibly.
Oh, really? I'm pleased to hear that.
More importantly, what about you, Tim? If anything, it sounds like things might be more difficult on your end.
Me?
Well, you see, your mom insisted she was gonna go over and start looking after you, since I was failing to fulfill my womanly duties towards you, what with working all the time. Which means she must know your current address?
What? But I didn't tell her!
Really? Based on the messages yesterday, I kinda got the impression she was already at your apartment. Is there a chance she found your new address somehow and sneaked in while you weren't home?
No. I really don't think that's possible.
You sure?
I got a transfer at work the other day, too. I'm staying at a company-provided dormitory right now. The rules state that non-employees aren't allowed to enter without permission under any circumstances, even visiting family members. It's a long way from Mom's house. I don't think she could make it this far out, even if she did know my address.
I see. Huh.
Yeah. It's a mystery.
You can say that again.
Well, whatever. It's not like she can actually do anything to me.
You don't mind?
I have absolutely no intention of going back to the family home. I don't even read her messages these days. To be honest, I was thinking of blocking her soon. She can do what she likes. It's not my problem anymore. After everything that went down, for the sake of my mental health, I resolved never to tolerate her shenanigans ever again.
I see.
It's probably for the best you block her too, Vanessa. I may be her son, but you two are literally strangers now, so there's no reason you should have to put up with her irritating messages.
You make a good point. I couldn't help but feel a little wary about what she was planning on doing next. But actually, after keeping an eye on her a little while longer just to be safe, I think I'm gonna block her.
I think it's for the best. Anyway, I'm about to jump in the bath.
Sure. Thanks for today, Tim. Night-night.
Good night.
Vanessa! Answer! What the hell's going on? You've got some explaining to do. What do you mean? Some strange woman walked in while I was cleaning little Timmy's room. She yelled, "Who are you? What are you doing in my apartment?" Before I could even figure out what was going on, some middle-aged guy bolted in. They started shouting like crazed lunatics and threatened to call the police. They were saying such awful things to me, Vanessa. It was horrible. I was so startled, I ran to the bathroom and locked myself in. What's going on? Explain! Oh, no you didn't. Goodness me. There's no way. You didn't by chance enter a complete stranger's house, did you? Huh? Where are you right now? In the apartment in Anderby Town. What? Oh my god. That's not the room in the tower block called Comfort Heights, is it? Tell me it isn't! Yes, it is. What of it? Room 202. I came to clean this filthy mess of a room for my little Timmy since you were too busy playing the important office lady to fulfill your womanly duties. You and little Timmy are living together here, right? Why do you think that? Because there are 2 sets of plates and cutlery. But then this happened. I have no idea what's going on. Listen, Judy, that apartment you're in right now belonged to my aunt, who let me stay with her for about 10 days after me and Tim finished with the divorce proceedings. Wait, what? Your aunt? However, my aunt moved out a month ago. Based on what you're telling me, it seems like some new people moved in. But that doesn't make any sense! I found this address in my little Timmy's room. It was written in a notepad I found on his desk. He probably wrote it down when I told him where I was staying. Huh? I had a lot of stuff when I moved out, but I didn't want to hang around and get in his way for too long, so he said if I forgot anything, he'd send it later on in the post. Which is why I told him I'd be staying at my aunt's till the end of the month, and sent him her address. He probably just forgot to toss his old notepad in the trash. How could this be? I thought he wrote down his new address for me so I could come and see him. Oh my god. The only reason I didn't try following him when he disappeared in the night is because I thought knowing his address, I could go and see him whenever I wanted. If this isn't his apartment, where's my little Timmy right now? Tell me now! Nope, sorry. I don't even know myself. I know you're lying. What kind of wife doesn't know where her husband lives? That just doesn't happen. Like I said, me and your son are no longer married. And like I said, even if you are divorced... Want to know the reason why we got divorced, Judy? Because of you! What? Me? Tim hates how you meddle in his life all the time. He told me you've been babying him and interfering with basically everything he ever done since he was a teenager. Then, when we married, you started acting like some kind of dictator trying to turn me into his personal slave. I was to cater to his every whim at all times, regardless of what I wanted. He blamed himself and his mental health took a turn for the worst. He stopped eating. He could barely sleep. He became a shell of his old self because of what you were putting me through. After a long, difficult decision, me and him decided that a divorce would be the best way to reduce the burden on both of us. So that's where we are now. Oh my god! I just wanted my cherished, beloved Timmy to be happy! Is that a crime? He's the one who said he hates you interfering. You drove your son to the emotional and psychological brink with your psychotic behavior. Does that sound like happiness to you? Oh my god! What is this? I didn't even... Anyway, is everything alright? What do you mean? I seem to remember you saying something about being locked in a stranger's bathroom. This is bad! I can hear police cars outside! That tends to happen when you illegally enter strangers' homes. Firstly, As for how my ex-mother-in-law managed to get into a stranger's apartment, it turned out the couple who were living in there forgot to lock the door when they both went out for work, so she was able to creep in unnoticed. She found a key they left out on the table and took it upon herself to have a copy made at a local locksmith. She returned to the empty apartment for several consecutive days while its inhabitants worked, where she continued diligently looking after her son. Eventually, she ran into the poor unsuspecting couple one day as they came back from work. Naturally, she caused the place a major nuisance when they were swiftly dispatched to deal with a strange woman hiding in our bathroom. The incident ultimately ended up being the straw that broke the camel's back when my ex-father-in-law, from whom she had been living separately, finally divorced her. Apparently, she broke down into tears screaming, "I don't want to be alone!" Not even knowing where her beloved little Timmy had moved away to. Her own parents were no longer around, and she didn't have a soul in the world to rely on. Thus began her life alone. Now I'm living happily in an apartment my company provided for me when I transferred. I did get one last message before I blocked her, bemoaning how she cries herself to sleep every night because of me. Oh well,